What's your net worth? No, seriously, don't roll your eyes like a broke. I'm not talking about your imaginary flex money from crypto Chad coin. I mean the real number. Assets minus liabilities. For most people, that number is depressing. And when I say depressing, I mean your mom still brags about your high school soccer trophy because you've got nothing else going on. Depressing. And here's the kicker. According to the Federal Reserve, the median American adult has a net worth of just $192,900 in 2022. Sounds okay, right? Except when you peel that onion, you realize half of people are worth way less than that, and a chunk are basically worth less than the rusty Honda Civic they're still paying off. So today, we're breaking down average net worth by age, and trust me, the numbers are going to slap you harder than rent day when your bank balance is crying. What's up? It's Peter Finance, your favorite sarcastic money coach who explains this stuff without sounding like the boring oatmeal-eating finance gurus who've never touched grass. On this channel, we break down the money game with facts, math, and a little bit of roast seasoning. Because let's be real, some of y'all need to hear the truth raw. If you want to stop being broke as and actually build wealth without falling asleep to some compound interest lecture, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit like, and comment your age group so we can see who's flexing and who's coping. All right, strap in. Time to expose how broke or bossed up your age group really is. Picture this. You're 18, just out of high school. Your net worth is basically $47 in your checking account, 2 pairs of Jordans, and a gaming setup that's technically financed on your mom's Best Buy card. Fast forward, you're 25. You've got student loans up to your eyeballs, a car loan, and a credit card balance that follows you around like an ex who won't take the hint. By 35, maybe you've got a house, congrats, but also a mortgage that makes your stomach hurt every first of the month. By 50, if you've played the game right, you should have serious assets. But if you're average Andy, you're still making payments on that timeshare in Florida. This is the cycle most people are in. And here's the thing, the numbers don't lie. They're brutal. And when you hear them, you're either going to feel like a boss or like you need to cry into your instant ramen. Let's hit the data. Straight from the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances, here's the average and median net worth by age group in America. Under 35, average net worth is about $76,300. Median is just $13,900. Translation, half of y'all under 35 are worth less than a decent used Toyota Camry. That's not wealth, that's Craigslist money. Ages 35 through 44. Average is $436,200. Median is $91,300. Better, right? Except most of that wealth is tied up in a house you're still paying off. So really you own 12% of a house and 100% of the anxiety. Ages 45 to 54. Average $833,200. Median $168,600. Sounds impressive until you realize average is skewed by Jeff Bezos being in the data set. For the median American, it's more like retirement? Bro, I can barely retire my credit card balance. Ages 55 through 64. Average $1.18 million. Median $112,500. Now we're talking millionaire territory. Except, again, that's average, which means some people are chilling in yachts and the rest of y'all are fighting over who still owes on the family minivan. 65 through 74. Average $1.78 million, median $266,000. Yeah, the average drops again because, surprise, medical bills and help I fell and can't get up isn't cheap. 75 plus, average $1.62 million, median $292,000. Yeah, the average drops again because, surprise, medical bills and help I fell and can't get up isn't cheap. So let's break these down, group by group, with actual math and lifestyle examples. Spoiler alert, you're either going to feel motivated or you're going to close this video and go cry into your instant ramen. All right, let's start the age by age roast session with some math, because numbers don't lie, but your excuses sure do. Under 35, the broke but vibin' stage. Median net worth $39,000, average $183,000. Now, before you freak out, remember, median means half of people in your age group are under this. So if your net worth is basically a PS5, some Yeezys, and $73 in your checking account, you're not weird. You're literally the Federal Reserve poster child. Here's the math. Let's say you're 28 making $55K a year, close to the US median salary for young adults. After taxes, you're taking home about $3,500 a month. If you save 15% of that, that's about $525 a month or $6,300 a year. Over 10 years, without investing, that's $63K saved. But here's the catch. The average 20-something spends nearly $300 a month on eating out and coffee. That's $3,600 a year, basically your entire savings rate going straight into Starbucks lattes and Chipotle burritos. You think you're treating yourself, but really you're retiring at 83 instead of 63. And don't get fooled by the 183K average. That's inflated by crypto chads who bought Bitcoin at $400 and somehow didn't sell during their mental breakdown. For the median person, you're worth less than the used Honda Civic you keep fixing with duct tape. Ages 35 through 44. Average is $549,600, median $135,600. This is the stage where everyone pretends they're doing amazing because they own a home. Translation, you own 12% of a house and Wells Fargo owns the rest. Congrats, mortgage-like. Math check. Median U.S. home price equals about $420,000. Median household income in this age range? Around $80,000 to $90,000. If you've got a $400K mortgage, you're shelling out about $2,500 a month before taxes, insurance, and surprise water heater explosions. Add daycare, average $1,200 a month, car payment $600 a month, and food $1,000 a month, and suddenly you're that guy eating leftover pizza crusts while your kids are snacking on organic apple slices. Net worth looks better in this group, but that's because of forced savings and home equity. Without that, a lot of people are still one layoff away from ramen dinners. And don't forget lifestyle inflation. This is where average Andy thinks, I got a raise, time for a new car. No, Andy, that's how you stay broke, as while the smart investor Sarah puts that raise into index funds and retires 15 years earlier than you. Ages 45 to 54, the midlife math crisis stage. Median net worth, $247,200. Average, $975,800. Sounds impressive, right? Almost $250,000, median. But let's put it in a context. If you want to retire comfortably, financial planners say you need around $1 million to $1.5 million saved, and you're halfway there. Literally halfway in life, too. Translation, you better be saving like your boss is about to restructure you out of a job. Math time. Let's say you're 50, making $100K a year. If you're maxing out a 401K at $23,000 a year, the 2024 IRS limit, and the market grows at 7% annually, in 15 years, you'd have around $700K to $800K saved. Add in Social Security and maybe a paid-off house, and you're okay. But if you're Karen, the credit card queen, spending $800 a month on Amazon Prime dopamine hits, you're torching nearly $300K over 20 years. You think it's just another package, but really, it's your retirement fund doing the cha-cha slide out of existence. Ages 55 to 64. The millionaire mirage stage. Median net worth, $364,500. Average, $1,566,900. Ooh, millionaire status on average. Sounds baller, right? Except nah, average means Jeff Bezos and Uncle Elon are skewing the numbers. The median, the real story, is just $364K. That's your retirement fuel. And spoiler alert, that's like trying to drive across a country with half a tank of gas. You'll get somewhere, but not where you dreamed. Math check. Let's say you retire at 62 with $364K saved. The 4% rule says you can withdraw $14,500 a year. That's $1,208 a month. Add in Social Security, average benefit about $1,900 a month, and you're living on $3,100 a month. Translation? You're not jet setting, you're clipping coupons at Costco and praying your Honda doesn't need a transmission. And this is where credit card Carl suddenly realizes maybe he should have skipped a few Vegas trips in his 30s. Sorry, Carl. Hope you like cat food because inflation just ate your steak dinner. Ages 65 to 74, the coupon king stage. Median net worth, $409,900. Average, $1,794,600. Congrats, you've officially entered the early retiree zone. But here's the brutal truth. Almost half of retirees said they retired earlier than planned, usually because of health issues or layoffs. Translation, you don't always choose when you retire. Sometimes your boss chooses for you. Let's run the numbers. Median 409K at 70. Using that same 4% rule, that's $16,300 a year, about $1,360 a month. Add in Social Security, $2,500 to $2,500 a month if you wait till full retirement, and you're living on roughly $3,800 a month. Manageable, but not exactly yacht club status. And this is where medical costs come in swinging like Mike Tyson. The average couple will need about $315,000 for healthcare in retirement. So if you're sitting at 409K, guess what? Most of that goes to keeping your blood pressure meds stocked. You're not living like a baller, you're living like, hope Medicare covers this. 75 plus, the hospital bill hell stage. Median net worth, $335,600. Average, $1,624,100. Net worth dips because you're spending your savings. And honestly, that's what it's there for. Nobody wants to be the richest person in the cemetery. But the real kick in the teeth, nursing home costs. The average nursing home stay runs $7,000 to $9,000 per month. Your 335K nest egg? Poof, gone in under 4 years. And if you're Grandpa Gary, who thought his pension and Social Security would cover everything, surprise, you're passing the bill down to your kids faster than you pass down that baldness gene. Here's the big punchline so far. Every age group thinks they're doing fine until the math checks them like a bouncer at the club. From 20s to 70s, the story is the same. Most people are way behind where they need to be, and it's not because the math is complicated. It's because lifestyle inflation, bad habits, and straight-up denial eat away at wealth faster than TikTok eats your attention span. Here's the ugly truth. It's not about income. It's about mindset. The median U.S. household income is around $74,000 a year. That's not poverty. That's enough to build wealth if you play it right. But what do most people do? They burn through it like Karen at a candle sale. Let's set up the contrast. Average idiot Andy gets a raise, instantly upgrades to a nicer car. Payment goes from $400 to $750. He calls it a reward, but it's really a choke collar. Thinks credit card points make him rich while paying 22% interest on a $6,000 balance. Invests by buying scratch-off lottery tickets and listening to that one guy at the bar who swears Dogecoin is going to the moon. Hits 45 years old with a net worth of a house he barely owns, 2 cars that are underwater, and a 401k balance that looks like a Walmart receipt. Smart investor Sarah gets a raise, increases her 401k contribution by 2%. She still drives the same Honda with the dented bumper because it still gets her to Target. Uses a credit card but pays it off monthly. Points are a perk, not a lifestyle. Puts money into boring index funds every paycheck, no TikTok day trading gurus, no YOLO options. Hits 45 with $300K in her retirement accounts, actual home equity, and enough financial cushion to sleep at night. It's not that Sarah is smarter, it's that she avoids the clown decisions Andy makes on autopilot. Here's the simple example. Andy spends $600 a month on car payments. Sarah drives her beater and invests that same $600 in an S&P 500 index fund. Over 20 years, at 7% growth, Sarah's car money turns into about $310,000. Andy's car? It's worth $5,000 and smells like regret. Or take Starbucks syndrome. Average person under 35 spends about $120 a month on coffee and takeout. That's $1,440 a year. Invested over 30 years at 7%, almost $150,000. That's not just lattes, it's decades of retirement comfort. The real difference isn't starving yourself of joy. It's deciding whether you want a lifetime of stress or a lifetime of options. It's not because they're dumb. It's because they run their money like toddlers with crayons. Pure chaos. The system is built to make you consume. Ads, credit cards, BNPL apps, all designed to keep you broke. And people fall for it because it feels normal. Everyone's broke, so you feel fine being broke. But let me slap you with this stat. Around 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense without debt. That's not normal. That's financial Russian roulette. Smart people flip that script. They automate savings, invest consistently, and delay the dumb flexes until they actually have wealth. So let me ask you this. Do you want to be average Andy, crying into his car loan statements, or smart investor Sarah, chilling at 50 with choices? All right, let's tie this all together. You've just heard the brutal numbers. Under 35, you're barely worth a used Honda. Midlife, you're trapped in mortgage slavery and Target receipts. Near retirement, you're sweating Medicare premiums like they're final boss levels. But here's the part I actually want burned into your brain. You can change this. Wealth isn't some lottery ticket you either get or don't. It's math. It's discipline. It's saying no to clown moves. Let's hammer this home with a few more reality checks. That $200 a month you waste on subscription bloat, streaming apps, gym memberships you don't use, OnlyFans support payments, that's $2,400 a year. Invested over 20 years at 7% return, $100,000. Congrats, you just Netflixed away 6 figures. That $1,000 vacation you put on the card every year? Over 30 years, that's $100K. With interest, you lit on fire for Instagram beach pics. And you didn't even get that many likes, bro. That $400 monthly car upgrade flex, over 25 years, that's $325,000 gone. You traded retirement freedom for heated seats and a Bluetooth button you never figured out. Now, let's flip the script. Take those exact numbers, redirect them, and watch how fast it stacks. $200 a month, invested over 30 years, equals about $240,000. $500 a month, invested equals $600,000. $1,000 a month, invested equals $1.2 million. Same money, different outcome. One path leaves you broke, bitter, and praying the Powerball saves you. The other, you're sipping margaritas at 55, laughing at average Andy, who's still driving Uber to pay for his retirement cat food. Look, I know some of you are thinking, but Peter, it's too late for me. I'm already behind. Shut up, Grandpa Gary. You've still got options. Even at 50, maxing your 401k and trimming the clown spending can move the needle big time. You're not dead. You just can't keep acting financially brain dead. And if you're under 35, you literally have the cheat code, time. Every $1 invested now is like $10 later. But if you waste the next decade, you're signing yourself up for broke-ass bingo at 70. So here's the deal. You know the averages. You know the math. You know where you stand. The question is, do you stay average or do you become the outlier? Because the averages, they suck. They're depressing. They're a warning, not a destiny. Your move. Average net worth by age is a wake-up call, not a participation trophy. If you felt roasted, good. That's your brain telling you to stop being a financial clown and start stacking real wealth. So if you're ready to flip the script, smash like, drop your age group in the comments, and subscribe for more brutally honest money breakdowns. Because the goal here isn't to laugh at average Andy. The goal is to make sure you never become him. Stay smart, stay savage, stay building.